we all about winning, man. When you come from the slum, you have nothing but to go up and win. It's your boy Big Vic. We at LY Talk. What's going on, fellas?
What's up, man? So, talk to us. For those who have never heard of Big Victories or Big Vic, what would be the first thing you'd want somebody to know about you?
Shit, we all about winning, man. When you come from the slum, you have nothing but to go up and win. And I'm not saying that as just to say that you have to come from the ghetto to win, or you have to come back from a bad situation. The word big victory for everybody, everybody has their own victory in life, I suggest. For me, my big victory is able to build a community of various different occupation and different people in different situation. So I just took a word, a meaning, a subject, a noun, a pronoun, proverb, whatever you choose to call it, from whatever community you're from, and I made a successful story out of it. So we big victories.
Speaking about big victories, you looking back, what was your first big victory?
My actually first big victory, man, I think I was 13 years old, man. I ran across, this is going to be funny, you might laugh at me. I ran across somebody who told me I wasn't going to be shit in life. And I know a lot of people say you got to have doubters, but in reality, that person was my mom. My mom, if people who know me, I brag about my mom. I love my dad, but my mom is my heart. She told me I wasn't going to be shit in life because my attitude and the way I treat something. I'm probably one of two people in the world that actually have no addiction to anything. I can't eat some perfect food today, tomorrow I dislike it. I can't have this watch on the day, I love it, tomorrow I dislike it. It's not that I'm like, when people say mental health, nah. I just felt like this world, you have to keep trying to achieve different things. In order to achieve something, you have to be willing to let something else go. So for me, I never had an addiction. So that, I got my first car when I was 13 years old. Not from my mom and my dad. Hey, people from Little Haiti know how I got that car, but we'll leave that for another story. And I didn't even have no driver license, but I learned how to drive. To me, that was a big victory. I didn't need my mom to like take off work to take me to school or to do this for me. And I started doing a bunch of things with myself, even though she didn't know I had the car though. Now she know, obviously. But to me, it was a victory. I was able to accomplish something without somebody else, and they doubted me. But she didn't do it in a purposeful meaning, like to tell you ain't gonna be nothing in life. She did it just to actually show you, like, hey, I'm gonna give you tough love at home, because when you reach these streets, nobody gonna be nice to you. Nobody care what you feel. Nobody care about you. So guess what? I learned to care for me. So by caring for me, I know what's good for me, I know what's bad for me, and I know how to get out of a situation that's not for me. So I was like, you know what? Everything I do at this point in my life, I'm going to try to achieve something. I'm not perfect, far from perfect, made a lot of mistakes, but those mistakes became my big victory, brother. Because I learned from them and built an empire where I can help other people. The thing is, the key is to help other people. Willing people. Loyal people. Guess what? People think the word loyal means somebody doing something for you. That has nothing to do with loyalty. Loyalty is what you do for me when I'm not around.
That's very true. And, you know, in a game where you interact with so many people on so many different angles, what are some characteristics that you can tell if somebody will be loyal?
Because he's selfless. A general would never want to be a leader. I'm going to repeat it to you again. A general would never want to be a leader. A general will lead from behind. Because you're weak. Normally the weak point is behind. Somebody who always wants somebody to kiss up to them or live for them or live through them, that person is going to deceive you down the line. Because you already see it. The moment that something go good for you, it become a problem for them. That's the selflessness I'm telling you about. Because most of the time people are so selfish, they don't realize if I win and we have a strong bond and team, you win.
That's some real shit right there. And especially nowadays where a team is so critical, but so many people get caught up in that. And they don't understand that it's also not a matter of being necessarily the top of the face, but rather playing your role correctly. You know? Something that's interesting to me is how many different roles you play.
Definitely. Well, my pride and joy right now in my life is agriculture. If you, of course you know, I'm the executive vice president of a company called Zero Gravity Solution Inc. We're a public trading company. Company was created by NASA, and not to boast, your boy's the second black individual happened to be sitting on the board in the country, but that doesn't mean anything. They saw some value in me. I wasn't the affirmative action guy. I was the guy who could actually solve the issues, because I developed a program where I wanted to create the next generation of farmers. What do you mean by the next generation of farmers? Like, who want to grow up in a farm, the old story you used to hear, cow manure, chicken crap, or your farm is not a sexy position in life. For me, being a farmer, probably one of the most extraordinary business I ever got myself into. Beyond music, business, and everything else, but being understanding farmers and dealing with them, it has been a tremendous joy in my life, because I discovered where my food came from, who actually, what's the logistic of when you get something from Publix or one of these main stores, none of us know where it come from, right? You don't really know how it growed. But I'm telling you, we all can be farmers. In the state of Florida, I'll give you an example. If you have 10 foot of grass, you can actually apply for a farming license. And that farming license only costs you $125. Did y'all know that?
No.
And you can grow your own food. You can have a food desert. Meaning the food desert basically built, finally government land that's available, and then you apply for that land and you create food every month or every other month, however long the crop take to harvest. You pass it on to the needy people in the community. A lot of us thinking like, one of the stupidest things I see people do during Thanksgiving, you give people turkey that's uncooked, that's on the street. The freak they gonna do with that turkey? Think about it. But we go back and record ourselves, oh, I just gave this guy 10 turkey. Like, you idiot. You gonna go back an hour or two later, you gonna see the turkey in the ground, or they gonna try to sell it to somebody else. You know what I mean? Why don't you just go ahead and get together with a group in the community, like find somebody who has a big yard, you build a garden, and then you give out food, vegetables, all that stuff. Those vegetables cost a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like tomatoes and cucumbers. Like, I'm sorry it sounds like that because I'm passionate about it now. I have learned the secret. Like all these big, what people didn't even understand, some of the bigger company in agriculture, like one is Pepsi. Yeah, they know Pepsi is the biggest, one of the biggest agriculture company. But they are. How do you think you get those chips? What are they made out of? The Pepsi, what do you think they're made out of? Chemical? Nah, vegetables. It plays a part in our life, you know? So I was like, you know what? Man, I'm pretty good at music. You know, I done put a bunch of deals together, a bunch of people together. I'm pretty good in business. I done work with some Fortune 500 company. Now I need another victory, man. So I was like, shit, what am I gonna do now? Agriculture. People like, what do you mean agriculture? I'm gonna help the next generation to understand how important it is to actually grow your own food. Or to understand where your food comes from. Not organically, naturally. Because what people don't understand, to actually be an organic company, it costs you $175,000 and a good lawyer to fill out the paperwork. It's all about connection. But guess what you can't pay for? Natural. Natural elements. Zinc and copper. They come from the damn ground.
Shit. What's the first piece of advice you give to somebody who wants to get involved? Like, where can they really, really go and start becoming their own farmer?
It's easy, man. Just either Google it or reach out to one of these companies, or even just Florida Agriculture, Nikki Freed. She's pretty good in that. She sent me all the information. The office wide open. Or call me, or these guys will put it up. I'll pass the information along. But I'm saying to you, at the end of the day, like, we went to a two-year period during COVID from 2019 to 2021. I saw the same people who act like they were rich in these damn long ass lines trying to get vegetables from the government or these community based churches and all that stuff. At that point, your money didn't matter, buddy, Because there was not enough food to pass around. You got to lower that ego and learn how to build for yourself. You can have that big mansion, but if you don't have no lights in it, it really can't see. No, it has real value, right? Mm-hmm. The thing is, I try to find a craft that I can value, that has value in it. It's like saying with people, how I judge people is through value. If you don't value yourself, I'm not going to value you because you're going to disappoint me. I'm not saying cockiness, egotistic, those are not value. Value is like when you do something when I'm not around that benefits me and benefits you. I can't call you a true friend if somebody come gossip about me to you, the first thing you do, you without even knowing what the situation is, you believe that situation. You should take your time to know who I am as a friend. Because if you know who I am as a friend, then you'll value me. You know what I'm capable of doing, I'm not capable of doing. Value the people that need to be valued and move away from the people that you know that's going to either end up causing you to lose your freedom, financially, or most of all, your freaking mind. Move away from these people.
Mm-hmm. When you're building a new business or a team, whatever it may be, because it's across a lot of boards, what are some people or point of access that you think are critical?
Identify who's going to be the financier. Because without money, nothing. Don't believe people tell you money don't matter. Money is the circle of life. It can get you anything, but it can't get you everything. Because if you're dead, you're dead. But it can get you everything to keep you from dying. You can go ahead and buy the hospital bill. You can do this. You can hire a doctor. But what I'm saying to you, when I say figure the financing, create a budget. Because if you have a budget, you know what you can spend. A lot of us just dip into something and say, I figured out in the end. Shit, 2 days later might just be the end. You know what I mean? Have a plan. Truly have a plan. You should always have an exit plan for whatever business you get into. This is where it goes back to my God-given ability. I love nothing but appreciate everything. If I can tell you anything, love nothing but appreciate everything. Mm-hmm. Because there's one thing I will say, you know that too. You guys know that. In life, they have consequences. Everything in life has consequences. A lie has a truth. The truth has loyalty. Because we all have our own truth. Your truth might be my biggest lie. But if you're loyal, it's going to prove to be true. But if you're not loyal, and you're a liar, and you're doing this, your truth will only be your truth. But doesn't mean it's a lie to you, because you're dumb enough to believe your truth. I know it might seem like I'm talking in riddle, but I'm not. The people who actually take time to understand what I'm saying, everything in life has consequences. A lie has a truth. The truth has loyalty.
If you could go back to that day before when you were 13 and you had your first big victory, what would be one thing you'd tell yourself different?
Be less of a headache to your mom. Because Lord know I put that lady through hell. The people that knows me, truly know me, they'll tell you, like, I've been like this since I've been a kid, man. Anybody who think Vic changed, you really never knew me. Because I respect everybody and honor nobody. You hear what I tell you? I respect everybody but honor nobody. Nobody's above my God. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. But I refuse to create another human being and make him a God in my life. So if you think you're going to come in and just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to bow down, man, I've been 5'6" since I was 13 years old. So guess what? I had to learn to adapt to be tough. I'm tough here, but my heart is big. But I'm tough here. If you can get through here, man, that's where the palace is at. You know what I mean? But most people don't get past through here because they try to come play a game with me. And boy, I'm good at it. I'm good at it. People talk about, I'm not playing chess, I'm playing checkers. I'm not playing checkers, I'm playing chess. I don't believe in chess players. Because in life is not a chess. You don't get a chance to move parts. You got to create parts. So by the time you finish playing your chess, your checkers, man, I'm 3-4 steps ahead of you. Because I create an avenue. I create you in my community. if I build a community where actually I understand the process to achieve victories, will make you think because you know how to play checkers, chess, you're going to come in and change that. Because everybody you're dealing with already have a side deal with me. So when you go back and say this is about Vic, the person you say that, I'm feeding them. Guess what happened? They take your little money, they do everything to you, they come to me, boy, I got me another one, Vic. And I sit back and say, everything in life has consequences. You understand what I'm saying to you? Mm-hmm. The truth, man. Like I'll tell you, you can lie about a lot of things, but you never lie about who you are. You can lie about a lot of things, but never lie about who you are. If you don't remember anything, remember what I'm telling you. I can lie to all type of women. When I go back in that mirror, I tell a woman, I'm a piece of shit. Because guess what? Either I'm going to improve being a piece of shit, or I'm just going to remain that, and that girl going to catch up eventually figure I'm a piece of shit. But if I got that girl on a lie, and I really like that girl, and I try to change my way to be a better person, she might seem to understand. But guess what? I have to come with the truth, though. For me. People say, why you talk? People ask me all the time, why do you talk like that? Man, if you've been through what I've been through. Man. The worst thing is I figure like people should go read motivational book. His struggle is not my struggle, man. My book is what I've been through, brother. I get on my knees at night and thinking like, bro, how the hell did I get out of this situation? That become my chapter 1. All my situation become a chapter. Just like your life, if you go ahead and read the 48 chapter Power of Law, people live their life by that, and that is so stupid. Like, where's that scene coming from? Who's going to treat you exactly the same way? It might be a guideline for you to live your life, but if you make that become your life, you just like the person who wrote it. Everything listen, I'm a selfish person when it comes to my time, my mental health. So if I know something's not good for me, I deal with it for a while and I say, you know what, I'm done. You're like, but then we got this much money invested in it, I'm done. That doesn't mean I quit. I quit on the bullshit. Learn to quit on the bullshit. If you got a business partner and he ain't doing the right thing, you keep trying to help him, you ain't quit on him, you quit on his bullshit. Because guess what? Yeah, I might get a couple of victories down the line, but guess what? When it's time to actually face the truth, he's going to deceive you, brother. Everything that you think you thought you won, he's going to get it back and more. I love people, but the devil in them I don't like.
That's some real shit. Let's see now in music. What's been your favorite moment that you've lived because of music?
Music got me to places where I thought I wouldn't be able to actually achieve. Mind you can hear, like I said, my parents are second grade education level. You know what I mean? Which I'm happy for because some of the smartest people in the world are them two. But the music put me in a position where I got to meet Quincy Jones. I got to meet Clyde Davis. I got to meet people who changes other people's lives. But I wasn't starstruck when I met them. I just wanted to know, how did you get this victory? How you became who you became? Don't tell me how much money you have, because that's your money. I don't want to know what your bank account number is. Tell me, how did you actually become Quincy Jones? And he just said, shit, a stroke of luck. He said he had so many failure to a point is that one day he just say, I'm going to create a masterpiece. And nobody believed it was a masterpiece that one person heard it. Hee hee. Yeah, you know who that is, right? No. You just need one person to believe in you, bro. Music got me there. Music put me in a position where somebody believed in me and said, you know what, go buy a studio, run the studio this way. I owned one of the biggest studios in Florida at one point in time. When I mean, like, shit, I was one of the first person to ever have a Neve. And if you know concept about studio, that was crazy. I'm talking about this is 1999. When it wasn't people really understood what it does, because I was recording 5.1 surround sound movie in my studio, and I was getting paid out of Hollywood. People thought it was about music for me, music, hip hop artists. Nah, my money came from Hollywood. I was actually editing they soundtracks. Shit. So it led me to actually get into the film industry, to know people like if I truly can sit here, we don't have enough time. Not because I want to boast about where I've been or what I'm doing, because everything been in secret. But the people that actually been through my journey, they understand my value. Be around people that understand your value, brother.
Now let's see. Who are some artists or producers that you like to give like a little shout out to?
Man, every artist. Anybody who can get in the studio, who can actually lay down and put themselves out there through their music, I give you a shout out. But there's 3 people that I will name. One of them belong to you guys in the studio. And because he share my bloodline, I'm Haitian. J-Bo. Like, you know what I mean? He's the big version of Vic. He's the big young version of Vic. Talk a lot of shit, but he put the work behind it. KJ. You know what I mean? His last name hit weight, but his words behind the mic actually is exceptional because he chose to actually do something different from his family. He didn't jump into the reggae world. He jumped into like, I'm going to be me. And if you don't ask him his last name, he's not the first to tell you. You know what I mean? And there's other artists I would give it to that started well, went good, but some people, the patience, they don't understand the word patience when it comes to music. You can't make, if anybody tell you they can make you a celebrity, they're lying to you. You know what makes you a celebrity? Your hard work, God bless, given ability, and somebody in the room who choose to change your life, who's of position. Or unless you, because I know a lot of different of my friends and people who threw a lot of major money to these labels, who threw money on the radio, who threw a lot of money and nothing ever stuck because that person didn't have that personality or that wasn't their time. You talking about 2 Chainz? I went to school with 2 Chainz. You know what 2 Chainz was? People thinking like 2 Chainz broke. Like 2 Chainz is my age. Jay-Z older than me. People talking about, oh, the music is a young man game. You tell me one young artist who's actually hold a foundation of music right now. Name me one young artist who actually truly a superstar. We ain't talking about somebody who's superstar on the internet. I'm talking about superstar. Name me one young artist. It's not a young man game. The older people pull a string, but we refuse to understand that. We disrespect them. Oh, Jay-Z washed out, or this guy washed out. But that's the same person that has to make that decision about what you're looking for. The end, everybody really, I want to be independent. That they heard that. Nobody's truly ever independent. Kanye got a response to Universal, whatever the hell Def Jam. Jay-Z got a response to this person. You're always going to need a backing from somebody. Not to say you can't remain and spend your own money if you have it, but it's just like you come to my house the first time, right? You have no money. You think I'm going to give you the best hotel room? I'm going to put you in a hotel room. You're going to have to prove to me that you're worth actually getting to the penthouse. Right? All the young artists want, oh, I'm not signing a major deal. Then what do you want these people to do? Give you all the money, all the thing, put you on radio, and what you give back? Oh, I want to own my masters. You have money to own your masters? The internet made it easier now, but it's cool. But what? I know people who has 1 million followers stream don't have $50,000 truly in their pocket or in their bank account. Don't be rich off the internet. Radio didn't go nowhere. Radio the one that's get you Grammys and everything else, the real money, because that's how you get into the big time. You get to travel the world. The internet is fine. You can be an internet sensation for how long? Because somebody else coming behind you. What do you do then?
Shit. That's very true. And the truth is, when this whole game started, people couldn't even imagine the concept of Instagram or TikTok and virality. You know, like those.
I grew up on MySpace.
Yeah.
Black Planet. You know what I mean? We have to actually American on where's it? AOL? You know what I mean? What's so funny to me? I was sitting back there thinking, having a conversation with my friends. We used to actually pay for text.
Crazy.
You get that? You used to pay 15 cents for a text.
That's crazy.
So if somebody texts, they really like you. You know what I mean? And long distance phone call. You used to have a phone that you can't call West Palm Beach with if it was a house phone. Can you imagine how far we came in so fast? And somebody tell me they mastered it. Nobody mastered this game. How could you master something that moves so quick that you haven't put your hands on? What you need to master is one of your victories. Meaning that you gotta find something that you're great at, that people need. The main thing is you gotta have consumers. Build a brand that has consumers. You can have the beautiful shirt in the world, the best jacket, but if there's nobody there to buy it, guess what happened to it? It's just an ordinary brand. And you see this ugly ass hoodie selling. You're like, how the hell he sell all that? Because he built a fan base. You gotta always have something that somebody else wants. Same thing with music. And nobody want to listen to music. They only watch a video for. If I gotta watch a video and I gotta shut the damn sound off, bruh. You know what I mean? Oh, the visual. All these guys. I'm worried about the visual. The visual. What happens to the music? Because the music is what's going to last. Because that car you think that's hot right now, that Benz, somebody going to have another Benz 2 years from now, 3 years from now, or another Benz. Your shit going to be out of style. What you do then? You can't keep playing an old ass video for them. But if that music can translate to different sounds, different ages, guess what you do? You build generational wealth.
What's some advice you give to somebody trying to jump in the game?
Be true to yourself. Understand the purpose. Have a purpose, bro. If you're going to jump into music, meaning have a purpose, know what the hell you're talking about. Create a fan base. If it's 5 loyal people, when you go on live, they jump on, that's better than somebody who have 100,000 people that only get 4 people. You know what I mean? If you have a YouTube channel, you got 6 people that subscribe to, those are your fans. Not people who just go to your story and watch your story and disappear. Those are nosy people. Nosy people don't spend money. You get it?
Separate fans from friends.
There you go, brother.
That's what it comes down to.
There you go.
Because everybody gonna have friends, but we need fans.
You ain't noticed something? Let me give you an example. Go to your Instagram story right now. You'll see a bunch of people saw your story, but none of them following you. Or none of them liked the picture you had on there. But they seen your story, right? You can have 1,000 people saw your story, right? But the same post you posted on there, it only got like 100 likes. Why is that? People are devious, bro. They want to know what you're doing, but they want to give you credit for what you're doing. They want to know what you're doing, but they want to give you credit for what you're doing. Like this studio, I'm gonna tell y'all young man, and y'all did this. This is every time I come here, I give y'all praise. Why? Shit, when I was young, I couldn't do this. I didn't have the mental capacity to think of doing this. You understand? So if I can praise y'all and give y'all some type of motivation or even help y'all a little bit, why not do that? I'm not gonna be the one to take y'all down. Oh man, you know what? Y'all missing a console, or you know what? You missing on theirs. You should have had that. Then you fucking go buy it and give it to me. Then, if not, shut the fuck up and come get your music and get the fuck out. Listen, you could be the nicest person in the world. So you have to be the bitch that you have to be in the end. Because some people only respect that nigga on like, man, get out if I put that thing in your mouth. And some people say, hey, how you doing, sir? Good. That's when y'all tell me like, damn, which guy he's gonna be today? The same motherfucking Victor, but there's 2 sides of me. 2 sides. You could be the nicest person, but at the same time you gotta let somebody know, hey man, don't play with me.
Mm-hmm. What can we look forward coming from you this year? What you working on?
I have a podcast I'm doing, man, which I actually, disclosure, I actually didn't want to do it, but I have some friends of mine, like John FX. He kept nagging me, man. We know all these people want to get on kind and tell a true story. They want to go to these other podcasts where somebody just putting words in their mouth. Sometimes we just want to give knowledge. And I was like, he's like, man, find a platform to do that. And I was like, oh, let's create a podcast. We create a platform where we get some of the biggest people in every industry. It's just not about music. It's just not about farming. It's about life, community, where we're going to have them tell us what are their big victories. What was the process? I don't care how rich you are or what you have or what great events that happened. Just tell me, how did you get into that industry? What was that first call you made? What was the first result you had? When was the big victory? Explain to somebody how they can do it too. My thing is, I just want to create a process.
Process is what life is at the end of the day. Because a thing that you said that was real is the fact that you don't necessarily fall in love with anything. And how I interpret that is that there's always a next level. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always a bigger victory. No matter what, it could be, like you say, great shit, we just accomplished this, and it's great to have. But with your mindset, you always know that there's still further to go.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, that shit is real. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, like, with that mindset, yeah, you don't necessarily take a look back and, kind of applaud yourself, but it still is a mindset that allows you to grow.
Yeah, you gotta grow, man. Like this studio I have here, I'm pretty sure you guys, because I know how you guys think, there's gonna be a chain of this. Never like, one thing I have also learned, man, and it was one of the easiest things, but it was difficult for me to accept. Never allow people to tell you who you are. Because in the end, they might describe somebody you have no idea who they are. You know what I mean? When you ask a girl, what do you think of me? Never ask that girl that question. Because that gonna fuck up your relationship. Because she gonna describe a total person that you have no idea. If you know you're a piece of crap inside and she gonna tell you a great person, this and that, you're like, man, that girl's an idiot. I can use her. You know what I mean? Never ask somebody to describe you. Have enough confidence to actually be you. Because there's two things. You gonna prove yourself, or you gonna be who you are, and they're gonna have to accept who you are. I had a problem back then where I was like, oh man, what do he think of me? Knowing me, I don't give a fuck. What do you think of me? As long as I know I'm doing the right thing by you and you don't care about it, well, I don't care about it. That goes right back into what? I fall in love with nothing. I fell in love with nothing. That's the worst way to be, and that's the best way to be, because in the end, people don't really hurt you. If I give you some money today, I don't expect to get back from you. No disrespect. Because if I don't expect to get back from you, me and you will never have a problem. But you know what you did. So you're going to be reluctant to ask me again for anything. But for me, I'm not disappointed. I could be working with an artist right now, man, and spend $100,000. If I do it with my own free will, you stop talking to me and we stop talking to each other, I'm not mad at you. Because if I'm mad at you, me and you can't stay in the same community. Then I have to go back to that kid who's from the gutter, or that man who had to do certain things he had to do to achieve where I'm in life now, and you wouldn't like that. So guess what? The best thing I do, brother, have your air. I'm gonna have my purity. Breathe your air, I breathe my air. But the moment that you try to squeeze my air out of my lung, what happened?
You want to give any shout-outs to wrap up?
Yeah, man, I had to shout out the famous lucrative youth, man. I'm going to just say this, man, because I don't like giving a lot of shout-out to people because they always end up I'm messing with you guys. But anyway, lucrative youth, man. Actually, I met you guys on a situation, wasn't the best situation, but the way y'all guys stood in the paint, man, I mess up his name every time, so I'm going to still say it. Photo. If I didn't say your name wrong, forget you, get mad. I'm old, I don't know what the hell how to pronounce. You know what I mean? Ernie, man. Y'all two guys has been a younger brother to me, and I love the way y'all accept the people that I bring around. I love the fact that y'all guys are real, and I'm here for you guys. Anything I could do, can do, will do, and y'all know we can always get it done, man. So that's my shout out. And it's not to no artist, it's not to anybody else or anybody close to me. You gotta pay homage to people that you see is making a difference in the community. And you guys are doing it, man.
It's love, bro.
You guys are doing it.
Appreciate that.
Y'all more than friends, man. Y'all part of my big victory brand. Because with everything I do, y'all support me like no other. And y'all supported me when y'all didn't know who I was. That's big. You feel me?
The lucrative youth.
Big Vic out. Shoutouts.